So the latest trailer for Black Panther 2 makes it very clear that a war is coming. Little did I know a relatively mild take that I did about 4 months ago, to this day is still causing the most significant war of all. That being the war between people with standards and a brain, who are going against the mouth breathers who are satisfied with just about anything they receive. Let's discuss. Before I get started, I'd like to kindly ask that you hit the like button, and please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
You know, it's been a crazy few months. I did a reaction to a news article about Namor. This was even before we had a trailer for this movie. And I was simply going off the information that I was given in that article, and people lost their fucking minds. To the count of 17,000 views, by the way. Thank you for that.
You love me! You really love me!
Imagine getting 17,000 views on, of all videos, a video about a character and a movie that you could give two shits about. But hey, that's YouTube sometimes. You see, when I made that video, I actually spoke out of context about how changes like this can work, and sometimes how they don't work. But of course, some of the fucking idiots that showed up in my comments section only wanted to argue without actually watching the video.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
Instead, they got in their feelings about a title and ended up making themselves look like clowns. Here's a little sneak peek at some of the reactions I received on that video, delivered by the only man who can do them all justice. We need more Mexican heroes. There is no forced diversity. The world is diverse. If you complain about a character's race, that means you're a bigot. Ah, you're one of those. Got it. So basically, you're mad because Namor isn't white. Sounds racist. ... And honestly, there's a lot more where that came from. Here's the reality of this situation and something that these dipshits fail to understand. If representation is important to you, then that's great. Granted, it shouldn't be as important as things like the actual story, but I know I'm asking a lot by saying that. As many people have mentioned, I'm sure, I will reiterate here, yes, I do believe that it's lazy to race swap characters in some instances.
That's racist.
Especially when characters of that ethnicity already exist in the source material and are not utilized. If representation was so important to Disney and Marvel, why not just elevate one of those characters? Well, I have an answer to that. It's because it takes too much time and effort. It's much easier for them to take an established character that everyone already knows and race swap them. And then you get the added bonus that you can call anyone a bigot who doesn't agree with it.
That makes sense.
Every time a company like Disney or Marvel does something like this, it just comes off very disingenuous to me. Because most people with a functioning brain are not fooled by your identity politics. That's because most of us grew up in an era where film was already diverse, contrary to what some people would have you believe. I remember a time when a movie like Rush Hour was almost universally loved, and there's not even a white lead in that movie.
Goddamn right, that's the only way I work, Cap.
But according to a lot of people, I guess all of those people who love that movie, myself included, just woke up one day and decided we're going to be racist now. It's all deflection and it's all bullshit. They use terms like racist to try to scare people into apologizing, or worse yet, not speaking up at all. And I personally found that out the hard way. The truth is that 90% of the people who have an issue with Namor, we just prefer to have characters adapted in a way that reflects the source material. I know, crazy, right?
Let's gut the freaking nerd.
Let me ask you this, if you keep altering a character so much, including his origin, which is a defining moment in that character's life, at what point do they cease to be that character? People need to stop looking at these characters like they're just a name, because they're a lot more than that. Of course, you would know that if you had any knowledge of these characters to begin with. It's the MCU effect, ladies and gentlemen. Don't think, don't question anything, just consume.
So I strongly suggest that you wake the fuck up.
I also find it hilarious that the people who are saying the race of the character should not matter are the same people who celebrate these changes. So their argument is kind of collapsing on itself, don't you think? When it comes right down to it, I wouldn't want Brad Pitt to be casted as Blade either. And I'll say this again because apparently it got completely overlooked in the previous video, but sometimes these changes do work.
No shit.
I heard very minimal people complaining about the changes made in the Batman this year, but everyone's a fucking racist, right? Give me a break. Nobody cared about that because Jeffrey Wright is a good actor, and we have faith in Matt Reeves to do it the right way. Do I have faith in Disney Marvel to do these characters justice? The most uncreative movie studio in existence? No, I do not. Not for a second. As for Namor specifically, I already said this in the previous video, but I'll say it again. I have no connection to this character whatsoever, which makes it all the more weird that people were saying I was mad about this change.
I don't give a fuck.
But now that I've actually seen him, what do I think about it? I'll say it like this. I could give two fucks if you like the design of this character, or if you think the actor playing him is the best actor of this new generation. But when I see him, actually in action in the trailer, nothing about him screams Namor to me. Nothing about him makes me interested in seeing more. I got news for you. I've seen situations where diehard Marvel fans didn't even recognize him in the trailer. Namor, one of the oldest characters in Marvel Comics, and die-hard Marvel fans couldn't pick him out of a lineup. That's a problem.
What the hell am I looking at? When does this happen in the movie?
When the character's creator isn't exactly impressed with his design, that's a problem. Because if we're being honest with ourselves, who knows that character better than him? Now listen, we all know that this movie is going to make a ton of money anyway, because at this point people go see MCU movies as a pure reflex.
Besides that, it's on the reflexes.
The truth is that they could film a flaming pile of dog shit and slap the Marvel logo on it and people will go out in droves to see it. But if you're asking someone who can actually be impartial, nothing about this movie is actually appealing to me. It seems more like to me that they're cashing in on the tragedy that was Chadwick Boseman's death. Using his death to tug at your heartstrings, all while they're planning on replacing him and moving on without him. And I'm just not interested in that. I think Chadwick Boseman deserves better. I think Black Panther deserves better. I think Namor deserves better. And I think Marvel deserves better.
You didn't see that coming.
This is just another lame attempt by Disney to make themselves look virtuous in the public's eye. And a lot of imbeciles on the internet are falling for it. I'm just not one of them. I've seen this all before and I have a little bit too much respect for myself as well as Marvel Comics to allow them to continue to pull the wool over everyone's eyes. So I'll keep calling it out, a lot of you will keep crying, and I'll keep saying fuck your feelings.
Fuck you!
I want great entertainment again, and Disney and Marvel is not delivering that right now. So if you want to paint me as a villain for having standards, then so be it. I'll embrace that role with every ounce of passion in my body. If it means that someday we will have great movies again. Because I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you the truth, because no one else will.
Y'all be cool. Shut up.